Hi guys, welcome back to Allotment Diggers. Well, we've been busy this morning. We've been putting some celery at the back of the plot. It's called Victoria. Now, I normally do that lift and self-blanching. I thought we'd give the Victoria a go. We did some seeds, we did a seed sowing. I pricked a few out earlier on in the year and I potted them on. I give the rest away, and well, today I'm going to be putting them. I'm going to show you. I've already done it, but I'm going to take you down there now and show me actually putting putting them in. We'll have a look at them, show you what they look like. I'll be using measuring stick and what have you. So it is. This is what we've been doing this morning. So this is my celery, and I'm going to be planting this in the bed on the back of the plot in a few moments. I'm not too sure what it was called this now. Victoria, that's what it is. Victoria F1s. So I've got 14, and they look really healthy, and they've been in here for a few days hardening off, and they're ready to go out. So I'll get my tools, we'll move down to the back of the plot and I'll show you me planting these. So as you can see, we've put them in a line here, 2 lines. We've got 7 in each line. Now you probably think, hey, they're a bit close then, but trust me, they do like company, these celery, and when it gets really bad, they do protect them each other with the foliage. So I always grow them quite close to each other. I do leave enough space to do a bit of weeding in between them, but yeah, we got the plank in there now, so the plank's all set up. We got the pot, so all it is a matter of just putting them in, and then I'll put a net over the top of them to stop the foxes. You're probably wondering why some bottles that are smaller are lower down and some are higher up. Well, when I put the nets over them after, what happens is the net will land on the 4 in the middle there. The net will sit on that and not touch the plants, and we can actually lift them higher by putting bigger canes in. And as you can see, the shallots are doing wonderful now. They're doing really well. So I'm going to get these in here, and we've even got a little bit of space here to put something else, but let's have at it and get them planted. Let me show you me doing 1 or 2 of them. So here we go. We don't even need this really. I mean, it's it's so soft, the grass. I could use my hands, but let's show you this celery, show you the root system on it. Look at that root system. So if we would have left them in there any longer, they would have become pot bound. That's a fantastic root system, and all it is dropping them same height. Basically that's it. Do 1 more. In fact, I'm going to use my hand. I don't really need the trowel. The ground's so good. Yeah, just pull another one out. Yeah, look at that beautiful root system there. And there we go. There's the second one. I'm just going to continue down the line now and get them all in. I'll show you when I've done. So there you go, the Victoria are in. I'm going to give them a good watering in a moment, although we've been told there's rain on its way. What we'll do now is put a net over them, because the cats and the foxes like to play in the beds, so when I haven't got the nets on, that's what they do. But when I put a net on it, they leave them alone. So I'm just going to put a net over the top now, just to protect them. And these smaller bottles here, the net will sit on that and won't touch the plants and cause them to burn and to bruise and what have you. So I'm going to get my net and I'll show you all how it works in a moment or two. Well guys, before I put this netting on, I just want to show it you. And what it is, I bought this from Home Base, and I've had it about 5 years, this stuff, and you can squeeze it, it doesn't crumble, you know what I mean? It's really, really good. And I think this is about 4 meters by 3 meters. And what I'm going to do is sit it on the top of here now, and well, the job is unravelling it. Once I got it all unravelled, I'll show you how it sits over the bed. So I'll be right back, folks. So there we go. That's the net on the top. Notice the bottles underneath are lifting the net up off the veg, and the net just sits on them bottles. And with them being wide, they can't push through and fall onto the shallots, and yep, everything's nice and tucked away now, so that's stopped the foxes from getting in there. So that's one less job to do. I've got a lot more to do. I've just got to figure out what I'm going to stick in next. So as you saw, we got the nets over them, and that net, by the way, I got it from Home Base, the big store. And honestly, it's really good. That's 5-year-old. That mesh. I've got a load of it. I've wrapped them up and put them in bags, and they're in the sheds. I just need to take them out and then just cover. When I put the veg into the plots, then I put the nets over them. If I don't put the nets over them, the first thing will attack them are the wood pigeons. If I put brassicas out, the wood pigeons are having. So you need to put netting over them. But even if you've got nothing in the bed, what will happen is the foxes will go in and party. They love playing in the, I don't know what it is about it, but they love playing in the compost. And the cats are the same. Well, the cats do the number 2s in the compost. However, I'm not too bothered early on in the year, but once I put the nets over it, that's it. They use the paths, they leave the beds alone, which is a good thing. I don't think they get tangled. I think they've learned they get caught in the nets, and it's a bit faffing about to get out, so they leave them alone. They touch the nose and that's it, they jump back. I've watched them do it, especially the foxes. And the cats, well, the cats are pretty wise, and they leave them well alone. So the nets that I've used, they're 5-year-old, and they're really good, nice and supple. Even now, you get these cheap stuff from, dare I say it, Wilco's. They last 12 months and then they all crumble. Well, not these ones. They're really good. They're like little square things. They're done properly, really are good. Anyway, that's what I've covered them with. What else we've been doing? Well, we're doing a bit of we've been pricking out some zinnias. I've been calling them zinnias. Don't know where the D comes from, but you probably hear me mention it once or twice. It's zinnias. Anyway, I was in the greenhouse early in the week, and I managed to get myself, I think we did 60. We still got low down here, so this is how what we was doing was pricking them out. Just watch that bee just buzz past my head. Hi guys, well, you join me pricking out my zinnias, and just potting them on. I've already done 30. We're going to do absolutely piles of these because I quite like the flower. I saw them on another plot holder's plot last year, and yeah, I took a liking to them, and hopefully they'll come good on my plot this year. There must be 200 plants here. I'm just trying to shake the compost, make it easier to put in the hole, and try and shake the roots, get as much roots as I can on them. I know it's a bit brutal, but it does work. I use a little dibber to push them in. Put a bit of soil in there as well after I've done that, just to top them up. Great little tool this. I think these are going to thrive. And just make sure to pop the roots in. I've been at this for about half an hour doing these. Probably end up giving the rest away to fellow plot holders. But you can't see much there with my arm in the way, but hey ho. Turn them around. Bit small that one, I could have picked better ones. There's a whole host of them here. Here's another little tool that I use, and it's good for splitting them out of the tray. The trouble I've got is actually separating them. The easiest way to do it is to shake them. You don't wet them, you don't water them the day before you come to prick them out. That way you can separate them a lot easier. I'm just tapping the roots here to free them. There you go, nice root system there. And it's just a matter of pushing them in the hole like so. That's all you gotta do. I will put a bit more compost in these pots. Nice long root there. Yeah, these are going to thrive. Anyway, I'm going to continue doing these, and I'll come back when I've done them all. But yeah, these are what we're doing. I'll do beautiful zinnias. There we go. We've pricked out 60 zinnias. They look really healthy. Potted them on. Put labels in there, so it's just a matter of waiting until they get about 5-6 inches high, and then we'll shove them in the beds, and they should look absolutely awesome. I've got some calandria as well to do, but it's not as developed as this is yet, so we're going to have to hold off on that. But we've got plenty of other things what we can be potting on, as you will see. So yeah, we got as you saw there, we've put them now into the middle greenhouse. It's taken the space from where I would be putting the tomatoes now, but
another week they'll be this big, and then we can start putting them into the beds then, and they're going to be smothering them into the front beds with all the fruit trees, and it'll look lovely again. It's this time of year where I find a problem when it comes to flower. I can never get the flowers that I want for May. A few suggestions, guys. I want them to flower in May, not before, not after, but in May. I've got flowers which flower from January. It's when you get to May, I've got nothing really. Okay, I've got what you've seen in the greenhouse there. I've got some primroses. I've got some. What else have we got? I can't remember what they're called. That purple flower. I mentioned it in the last episode. And you got the marigolds, and there's a few tulips and daffodils and what have you, which are flowering now. But I want something what's going to, quite tall, and it's going to flower. And then I've got flower then all the way up until around about October, November, and like I say, then you got that dry patch December, and then up comes the snowdrops in spring. So I want something which will flower May. So any suggestions would be welcome. I can hear the wood pigeon giving it some there. Now you see, them wood pigeons, if I didn't have the nets on when I put my brassicas out, them wood pigeons would go through the lot eating them. So when you're putting your brassicas out, guys, make sure you cover them with nets. Otherwise you'll lose them, and it's heartbreaking to see it. I see it so often on this allotments. People, newcomers, they go out, they actually buy and go in the shops and buy the cabbages, and they look really lovely. They put them in, they're dead proud, they're all in nice lines, and they come the next day, and all they see is like a framework, trellis work of the wood pigeon has took all the meat and the potato off the leaves. Basically all you see is like triangular bite marks, and that's what causes it. It's the wood pigeon. So for God's sake, put something over, some fleece, some netting, just to keep these buggers at bay, because they will take the lot in one sitting. I've seen them do it in one sitting. It's terrible. So I'm going to take you on a bit of a tour now, and take you in the greenhouse and show you what's been happening around the plot. So with that, let's crack on and show you.
Well guys, we've got a 3 miles an hour southerly wind today. It's about 13 degrees, 50% humidity. I think it's about 40% chance of rain. And well, fortunately for me, sunset is at 8:48 tonight, so I can get a bit done. However, as you can see, the flag's giving it a little bit there. It's not really hard. Anyway, I'm never enough of the flag. Let's come on to the plot. I want to show you what's been going on in the greenhouses. Them tomatoes look a bit different from last week. They were tiny little things. Well, look at them now. They're climbing really well up the poles. Some flowers there that I need to pot on, lobelia and some primroses, sorry. I need to do something with them. Sunflowers, they don't really like to be kept in pots, so I need to pot them out or plant them out even. There's more sunflowers there, dahlias, that's me loquat. We've just been doing some cayenne peppers. There's a few more peppers. Nothing with the squashes yet. However, I've got more sunflowers there. Little Leo, me musselburgh leeks are doing okay. And well, you can see the grapevine is full of little grape bunches, which I'm going to have to start trimming. I need to get that jasmine out of here before it takes over, a bit like the potatoes really did last week. And yeah, that's what's happening. This is what's happening in the greenhouse. As you can see, that's just got another leaf. It's just started to get a nice little leaf on it. So that there has taken, the other one hasn't. That's me Black Hamburg. That's what this is, a Black Hamburg grape. Anyway, coming out of it, I've been underneath there, although the sun's gone in, unfortunately. But what I want to do, move that tripod out of the way. In fact, let's lie it down. More bloody trouble than it's worth, that. Anyway, the cosmos I've stuck out here. We've been hardening a few things off. A few more strawberries there. The peas, they're doing alright. We brought these, I forget what I've been calling these. Hang on, quick look. Zinners. I've been calling them Zinners. It's Zinners. Zinners, if that's how to pronounce them. Got another jasmine there. Strawberries are doing okay. Raspberry canes are coming good. This actually flowered again, this Golden Delicious. And I thought this was dead a few years ago. But when it snapped in, this is where it snapped here with all the weight. And well, it's got little apples on it. The only trouble is it's in this bloody pot here, and its root had gone through the pot into the ground, so unless it stays in that pot permanently and just lives here, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, whether I can move it or not. This is time. We've cleared this bed here. What you see in here, red flag houses, I've got a load of flowers to go in here. All the hanging baskets are coming good. We've got trailing lobelia, geraniums. I'm not too sure what these ones are. However, they're coming up, that's the main thing. Got a new plot holder, little Italian lass, nice girl she is too. I'm going to help trim her plot sometime in the week. Me dahlias are starting to come up here as well. If you can look through there, you can see dahlias there, dahlias over there, so all these dahlias are all coming up. The only problem I've got is these raspberries. I'm going to have to pull these raspberries up and just, well, dig them out and stick them in along the centre here, I think. Look at them, they've gone crazy. The only trouble is, you've got all my gladiolas coming up here as well. See my gladiolas coming up now, and they're right in the middle of the bloody gladiolas. So I don't know what to do. Do I just leave them and take the fruit off them? Or do I do the cosmetic thing, take them up so I can see my flowers? But I will, if I do take them up, I'm going to try and transplant them in between here. So, yeah, nice little rows there. You see the gladiolas are coming up along here as well. All these little tiny shoots what are coming up are all gladiolas, all the way around the strawberries. And you can see them here as well, coming up. There's another dahlia there. I do know that dahlia is taken, but the only trouble is I've got a bloody raspberry growing in the middle of it. The fruit trees, these red and white currants are doing okay, as are all the other currant bushes. Look at this cheeky bugger here. Hey. Where's his girlfriend, I wonder? Jack and Jill, that's what I call them. Pair of jackdaws. I'm about 10 foot away from him. He doesn't care. He sees me every single day. He even got his back to me. How crazy is that? The wildlife on this plot is absolutely amazing. Oh, there's his girlfriend there. She'll probably come flying on here in a minute. There's magpies, all sorts of things hovering around. I've actually got birds going in that box there. I'll try and set the camera up in a minute and show you a little bit of them going in and out. But we've got robins underneath the table, and inside that cupboard there, as always, we've got the wrens nested. So as you can see, all these are starting to die back now. Although the sedum's doing alright, and these poppies are coming up again. I love these poppies. Every year they come up really well. But as you can see, all this is dying back now, so in a couple of weeks' time I'll be in there and take all the dead them all. You can see gooseberries all over these gooseberry bushes here. I've been every morning coming down, taking the lily bugs off these lilies. They've actually decimated these ones what was here. But then again, you've got a load of gladiolas coming up here. These are all gladiolas here, guys. Tiny little gladiolas. And here, there's a few weeds in here, but I can't do now until it dies back a bit more. This is probably the worst month for me, where there's not much flowering. These are hanging in for dear life. These tulips here. Again, these lilies are doing really well. Yeah, this is what I'm up against. Watch this now. As I tap it, they fall flat. That's what they do. They lie on the back like that so you can't see them. Bloody lily beetles. And I'm constantly having to go, look, it's not moved at all. It's playing dead, unfortunately. Anyway, it's gone. But yeah, I've got to keep checking them all the time because they don't they decimate your lilies if you're not careful. I've got dead these yet. These are all these daffodils. I dead them. I've got to do something with these bushes, trim these rosemary. Me roses are coming back. I'm going to be putting some cosmos in here again. We've got a lot of lilies in here, all the way along here, and all along this side. Look, there they are again. I'll come back to you in a bit, you bugger. Right there it is. Bloody lily beetles. They're everywhere. All these fruit trees have all, well, fortunately for me, mine have just started to flowering now. Whereas if they would have flowered a few weeks ago, I would have lost a lot of them to the frost. And a lot of people on here have actually lost the fruits because of it. But mine have just started to fruit now, so all I should say flower now. And I can see fruit all over them, all over these here. So the only thing I'm bothered about is all these. I've got, like I say, I've got to deadhead them. We've got a load of alliums coming up along the back here as well. All these here are all alliums coming up. We've got the bloody dreaded lupin. I thought, what the hell, let's keep them in. I can't get them all out every year. There's a few survive every year, and they do look nice. The only trouble is they've managed to grow in the middle of me rosemary, and there's a few more scattered about, and at the end of the day they are a flower and they do look nice. This fig is starting to come back. We've got a few buds on it. I think I might be taking that out shortly. I don't know, see how it does this year. But all the fruit trees are doing wonderfully. Again, there's a whole host of different flowers here. The golden oregano, what is it? I can't pronounce it. And that's doing okay. The mint's coming back. There's all sorts of things coming up here. We come along here. Oh, I didn't even see these rolls. These tulips here, that's the result. Again, loads of lilies here. These are my alliums coming up. We've even got raspberries here. Oh, sugar, I forgot about it just here. Right, guys, there's a bird's nest in here. And just above up there, the nesting up there. I'll come on, backing out of here. Don't want to spook them. Forgot all about them. But yeah, they've been going in and out these boxes. We'll set the camera up and show you anyway later. I'm not too sure what they are, but I have been seeing them going in and out. Let's come into this greenhouse here. Marigolds there. There's a lot of marigolds over in the hanging baskets up there as well. Right, let's go in here. Right, these need to go out. Them dahlias need to be dragged out, and I need to plant them currants. All my chilies are doing wonderful. All these tomatoes, there's all sorts here. There's Moneymaker, there's Roma, Alicante. Just over there, the ones what Nigel gave me. The only trouble is there was only 3 that survived, but that's good enough. 'Cause I only need 2. Out of eight plants, I think there was 3 which germinated, and then I've got loads more melons and cucumbers and all this. All this needs to be sorted out. All me it's the broom banana shots I need to put out as well. You seen what we've done earlier. I actually put my celery out. We'll come on to that in a minute, but yeah, this greenhouse is just chocker. All these here, what are these ones here? Coloured spectrum. These are peppers. All these are zinnias. I keep calling them zinnias. And I think we've got about 60 of them. They will add colour later on. I need to put that into a big bucket. In fact, it's probably going to go down there. All this has got to come out of here. And I'm going to put my tomatoes down this side. And yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. Let's shut the door. And as you see, we've got the net over here. You've seen this. But yeah, the celery is doing wonderfully. The shallots are doing great. These garlic are doing okay. Look at them elephant garlic. This is what Nigel sent us up, and Nick from Nick's allotments, and it's doing quite well. We've got nets over them. The beetroots coming up. I'm going to put some in the centre there. The onions, red onions, are doing okay. There's more shallots there. Bed of onions there. These celery look good. There's another space there for something. We'll probably put I didn't show you in there. We got a load of sweet corn. I'll put them probably in this bed. These have just started to, well, they're just at the top of the buckets now. Look at these guys. But we had a bit of a frost last night, so we're keeping the covers on. These ones are doing wonderfully. We've been just, look, bloody foxes and cats having a party in these beds. But once you put the nets on, that's it, the sound. There's me Lucifer. He'll soon be flowering. We got lemon balm. These are red, I think they have a yellow or red flag irises. We've got fruit on that gooseberry there. In this pond here, you won't believe what's in this pond. I'll show you what I found in the pond later on. In fact, it wasn't in the pond, it was in the rocks here. But it's full of frogs. It's absolutely solid with frogs in here. But there's something else which I'm going to show you in a bit. Right. So basically, I'm going where the girls there. A few of them up to mischief. Come this way. Got more rhubarb down there. Now if you look here now, look along the back how it's all green, and all the wildlife is absolutely thriving along here. That's a nice little tree. I don't know what it is. There it is. See if I can zoom into it. Don't know if you can make out what that tree is there. I'm not too sure about it. The one with the flowers on, that is. But as you can see, it's all the brambles. They're all coming back to life. There'll be fruit all the way along here. This is my rosehip, and yeah, it looks really rhubarb here. All along here. We need to throw some horse manure on there. I've been taking it, as you can see. There's a few gaps there. We've been having the rhubarb. These buggers it. Look at these all up here. I don't know if you can see them poking through. Buggers there. Mischievous as hell. Anyway, that's the chickens. Again, we've got more tulips and what have you here. They're two more elephant garlic there. Them are in the pots. They're in the ground. So I don't know. They're about the same, I would say. Yeah, we've just been tilling these beds, making sure we got all the weeds out before we start. Again, we've got the dahlias here. These dahlias have all cranked into gear now. We'll be taking this off. This cover I'll take off in about 2 weeks time. That'll be when we get the last of the frosts. Again, we've got Coming along here, this is the Celeriac. You can't really see it, but I don't know if you can see in there. It's doing thickening up really nicely, and I need to take this cover off here. Also, I need to get in there and deadhead the snowdrops. I burst my wheel on my wheelbarrow. Couldn't take the wheel off, so I had to cut it off. And now I need a bolt, 140 milli long by 12 milli, 12.5 milli, half inch bolt, 140 milli. It's about 5.5 inches. And before I can put my wheel back on that wheelbarrow, unfortunately, as you can see, there's flowers, blossoms everywhere here. They're all dying back now, and just behind them are the actual apples. Even this peach has put a few flowers out. Look at all the birds there, everybody were. Rhubarb. This is, I need to get in here and help myself to some of this as well. I've been taking it from the back. I take a few clumps here and there. All these alliums there all coming up, so I've got to be careful when I'm taking these up that I don't confuse them with the daffodils and the tulips. We've got a few more daffodils what are hanging in there. We've had such a show earlier on. All the ones that would have been up now have not come up. I've noticed inside here we've got a load of irises coming up. We've also got some lupins, but I'm going to be putting a few more flowers in here as well. And I'm surprised the dailies aren't made a show. Look at these bushes here with these gooseberry trees full of fruit. Last bit, like I say, you can see all the gladiolas starting to come up now. So that's the shot, and there's hardly any wind now, if any at all. But we will be putting a load of flowers and what have you in here very shortly. So there you go, that's what the plot's looking like.
So, as you've seen, everything's doubled in the front greenhouse, as I should have done. It should double it every week, it should double at least, and then in about 4 weeks time I'll be taking the tops off them tomatoes in the front greenhouse. I do need to get me chilies in this greenhouse, but I'm still doing a lot of pricking out and potting on, and I'm using this side of this front greenhouse to do all that. And then what I'm doing like an idiot is transferring them into the middle greenhouse where I would be putting my tomatoes in, and that's taking all one side of my tomatoes. Now you've got the chilies thriving on the other side. However, I do need to get my tomatoes in that. Probably at the end of next week I'll have a go at putting the tomatoes in this greenhouse. Now I've got a lot of tomatoes in there, Roma, Moneymaker. I'll probably put 12 in there. You did see them ones of Nigel's. I think there was only 9 seeds in the old pat, Nigel. When I opened that pat, there were about 9 seeds in that pat. We managed to get 3 decent plants, and I don't know whether I want to make sure that they're okay, so I don't know whether I put them in my greenhouse or to put them outside. Now the idea was to put them outside and to see how they do, but I'm reluctant. I might put 2 outside and keep 1 in my greenhouse. I wouldn't like to lose all 3 of them, you know what I mean? So I think I'll do that. I'll put 2 outside in buckets. And I'm going to be putting a lot of tomatoes outside and a lot of peppers and chilies outside as well. See how they do. I mean, last year people was doing them outside and was doing really well, so there's every chance that they will do. Now you see I've got my cabbages in there as well, in my middle greenhouse, that needs to go out. And I've also got, well, my corn is all sorts. I've got tons of stuff to go out. There's a broom banana shots. I'll be doing that later on this week. It'll be after we've got a container coming. Now they're taking the old container. We've got a shop. We use a container for the shop, and it's rotted away over the years. So we're having it replaced with Mike from Potting Along got us a grant. He chased after a grant, got a grant to buy another container, and we're going to get these one-use containers. It's almost brand new. They just use them once and that's it. And we've organised it for them to take the old one away and bring a brand new one in its place, and it's going to come in the middle of this week. So I'm working in between, and we'll be trying to organise all that to stop people parking there the morning that it comes. And then a week after that we get another container, a 20-foot container. So we're getting one 40-foot and a 20-foot. It costs about 4,000 for the two of them. And yeah, they're taking both of the old ones away. And this is what we've been organising. So, hey up. Ambulance. Going into Salford Royal, or we call it Old Post, but that's what it always used to be. They changed the bloody name on it. Yeah, and you hear them going in and out all the time. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing. Once we got this out of the way, we've got a few other work parties in the orchard to do the trimming. Pete's going to be doing that with I think it's Sue, and me and Debs will be doing the road here at the back. It's a grass road, so we'll be with the strimmers and the lawnmowers up there. And yeah, that's what once we've done all that, I can start to concentrate on the plot again. I tell you what, I almost forgot the birds nesting in my nest boxes. Now we've got robins underneath the table, so I can't go near the table in the middle of the plot. I've got blue tits nesting in the low down nest box where I was just showing you, and I sort of backed off quickly. And we've got wrens nesting in the green cupboard, the big green cupboard in the middle of the plot. And we've also got birds nesting in the skyscraper feed nest boxes. And hopefully I've got a little clip here to show you them going in and out of the nest boxes. So have a look at this.
Well guys, I did tell you you're gonna see the birds going in and out the nest boxes, and any second now you're gonna see one flying in there. I think this baby's in the box. There you go, little blue tit. There's a blue tit in that box there, and there's one in the other side, and there's another nest box just below on the bottom of that pole, and there's birds nesting in there as well. So, and it's pretty awesome. Yep, there's one gone out, and there's another one going in. So they've got babies there. How cool's that?
So yeah, that's one of the boxes, but you know, I've got to be careful when I'm filming down there. But yeah, we'll have lots of little birds twittering around the allotments real soon. In fact, here's something even more amazing. I went to start clearing the pond, you know, tidying up around the pond, and I was just about to have a go at taking some of the duckweed out, and I moved a couple of stones, and blow me, this is what I found underneath the stones, guys. Hi guys, I just noticed in my pond here, there's another one down there. I just grabbed these. These are I think the smooth newts, or I can't pronounce it, palm newts. Anyway, the smooth newts. And where's it gone? Oh, it's buggered off. But there was one down there. In fact, I've seen 3 of them there before. They're all underneath these rocks here. This is my pond, by the way. And yeah, some beautiful little newts there. Look at them. There you go. Back where they come from. Yeah, I put this pond in here about 6 or 7 years ago, and it's full of frogs, it's full of wildlife. There's even 1 or 2 goldfish in there. I need to clean it up though, but I can't do now until the babies have left. And what I'll do is I get a net and just scoop the duckweed out. I won't take it all out, but I will take 90% of it, because the kabomba there, which you can just see sticking through, that's an aerating plant, and this duckweed actually kills it if they don't take it out. So the next job is to sift some of this duckweed out and not take the baby frogs with it. So that's the job I've got to do shortly. Not looking forward to it, but I thought I'd show you them newts there in my pond. There's quite a few of them, as you just saw. Yep, newts, absolute awesome. I mean, they're one of the hardest. If you got a newt in your pond, you cracked it, you know. And I've got frogs and I've got everything in that pond. It's amazing. So I did a bit of tidying up, but I've got to be more careful now. When I'm standing on them boulders, I've got to be careful because there's newts underneath them. So it makes my job of tidying up there doubly difficult. But yeah, absolutely amazing. So yeah, the wildlife is, you won't believe it. I'm probably about 8 or 9 foot away from the wildlife as we speak. You know, you sit here quietly, you can see them all. You get the jackdaws and all the birds coming on the feeders. You've probably seen it. Well, you've seen one of the jackdaws there in the tour. And I mean, I'm walking past them, maybe like 3 or 4 foot away. And normally you get a bird, you get that close, they fly off, don't you? Not these buggers, because they're so used to me, you see. And they don't want to bite the hand that feeds them. So anyway, with that, I'm going to go head off now. I've just got to go and pick my daughter up from college. She finishes at 4 and it's 3:45 now. I will tell you, I'll give you a word of warning. If you're thinking about putting your broad beans out now, hold off for a while. It's going to get a lot colder over the next few days. You want to start putting them at more like the end of this month, end of May really. If you put them in any sooner, you'll come to a big puddle at the bottom of your canes. So be warned. And if you do put them out, put some fleece around them. Although I don't think fleece are doing much good if you get an hard frost. But you know, there you go. So with that, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave your comments, and I'll see you all back here very soon. So, au revoir for now. Das Bedanya. Arrivederci. Ciao. Be seeing you.